Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, I am saying good afternoon because it is currently, I think, around 4 p.m. and I've just started this Vlogmas because I spent practically the entire morning editing yesterday's video. It was quite a long one because when I had to censor out some of the stuff with the Santa thing, I got quite annoyed with it. It was quite painful to do that, but thankfully I managed to get a few clips to put in the vlog for you guys, and also all of those Christmas lights as well that you saw. But like I said, hopefully if there is an evening one night that is, quite mild, quite quite nice outside, then I might I might take a walk and show you some more Christmas lights in a bit more detail. But what I have done this afternoon as well is I was practicing on Zandvoorts. I tried another setup, and after giving a bit of feedback on my first impressions, I was able to get some feedback of how to fix the issue that I was having, and I finally feel quick. I think I'm on an 8.9 now. That is the best quali lap that I've done. I probably won't be able to beat that tonight, but that is what I was able to do in practice. So apparently someone who's a Division 3, their PB is currently a 0.8 in my team. So I'm only about a 10th off a Division 3 time. So hopefully that is looking, that is looking good to hopefully be a good race. So obviously this morning we opened our advent calendars. This is what I got. So starting off from Pip McJingles, we got a McVitie's Jaffa Cake bar, which is actually cola bottle flavoured, which is absolutely delicious. In the Cadbury white chocolate one, I got a Christmas pudding. In the Polar Express one, which my sister actually likes, we got an ice skate, as you can see there, which was actually pretty, which actually looks pretty good. In the Cadbury creamy one, we got a Christmas pudding. In the Kit Kat one, I think this is a wooden cabin log, but my sister thinks it's a gingerbread house. In the Terry's chocolate orange one, we got a present, and in the Thorntons one, we got a reindeer. And that's what we've got for day 12 of Advent, the half time between the 1st of December and Christmas Eve. And like I said at the start of the video, it is currently 4 p.m, so what I might do now is just chill out, watch a Christmas movie, because that's basically probably going to be the only thing that I'm going to be able, that I'm going to be able to do today, and that is basically what I'm going to be doing. So I think I might watch Arthur Christmas. I haven't watched that this year, and that is probably one to watch, or that is probably one of the ones that I want to watch. I think it's on Sky Go, so I think I might try and watch it on there, which is good. So I will probably get to doing that. I mean, I have the movie of it as well, so I could probably just, stick it on my TV, on my DVD player. Honestly, this thing is still going strong. I don't know how it's lasted this long, but I don't even know when I got it, but, you may look at that and go, Fetch, what the hell is that? I mean, it's a cool looking thing, and I'm actually amazed myself that it's worked, this long, so I'm just going to use it until it dies, basically. It's a good little DVD player. It's themed around Cars, which is, my childhood favourite film, and just looks pretty good. So, yeah, I'm just going to use it until it effectively dies, and then once that happens, I'm screwed. So, yeah, I might stick it on there or just watch it on my iPad and just chill out for the rest of the evening. I feel good at Zandvoort, finally. I mean, the track is still a little bit, questionable at times, but hopefully I can, just take it a bit more, a bit easy in the actual race and have a good time. So I'll rest up for that, and I'll get back to you later in the vlog, or later in the day. So it is now about 7:45, so I am currently waiting on the lobby being opened, and I also finished watching Arthur Christmas as well, so I did, that is the movie that I did watch. After that, I was doing a bit more practicing on my wheel, and I've got down to consistent low 9s in quali, which I think is pretty good. Apparently other people in the Div4 chat have been saying that they can't even set like 9s, apparently. Like, I think one of the major, championship rivals is like on a 9.8 or something like that, so don't really know how much I believe them with that, but obviously I know, that Zandvoort can be, a pretty tough track. I had my struggles, this, earlier this week until I got to grips with it, and I got a setup that I enjoyed, because I think this track is like a very big setup track, if that makes sense. Like you really need a setup that really suits your driving style, and I think that is exactly what I have got. So hopefully I am in a good position this race, but obviously I don't want to over push myself thinking that I could potentially get that win, if that makes sense. I am just going to do it as normally as I usually do, and hope it'll be a good race. Just try and think forward, not really to think much about, or not really think too much about, where I start and stuff like that. Just try and maximize, what I can get, and that'll basically change basically every second effectively. So if I lose a place, just trying to stay within DRS, or something like that. If I spin, just try and keep where I am, and just try and not to think, just trying not to think too much about what's going on everywhere else. So yeah, that is what I'm doing. I think I'm getting confident at the track. I still don't really like the track in all seriousness, but I have got a setup that can drive that can drive it. So Jay Snowy is just posting their message, so I think the lobby is open. And after editing the video, I realised that I never actually did an outro. So it's actually the next morning, and yeah, I forgot to record an outro. So the race went alright, I'd say. I wasn't able to complete my final quali lap, because it turned out that there was an Alpine just sitting on the racing line, which I thought was ghosted, but then as I approached, I realised that it wasn't. So I crashed into them and DNF'd out of that session. So no idea why that Alpine was just sitting there. It turned out they were in AI, but I didn't know if they were beached on the curb or anything. So obviously, I don't really know what more they could have done in terms of that thing. And then also in the race, I got caught out by the curb on the exit of turn 3, so that spanned me around. I think that was on lap 11. I can't fully remember. It might have been a couple laps earlier. I'm not too sure. And I also started on the medium tyres, and I wasn't actually wanting to do this, but basically I went to lap 24 on mediums, despite me having a spin, and then I pitted for softs to the end, basically. So I went long to go into the soft tyres. So I think it went all right. Obviously, starting quite far back in the in the grid, so I was just focused really on trying to make up places. Like I was saying yesterday, I wasn't really looking at wins. I wasn't really looking at podiums. I was just looking at keeping consistent, trying to just do the best that I could. And I feel like from where I was and what happened in the race, I felt like that was the best that I could. But on the final lap, in the final straight, obviously I got ahead of my teammates on the soft tyres. Because they are ahead of me in the championship, I let them go so they could obviously get the positions that they need to, because they are more important than me. They need the points in the championship, and I was able to let them go, and then I could just sit behind them. So I had no penalties, they had no penalties, so we could just get over the line one after the other, and he would get more points than me because he needs it in the championship. So that's basically what happened, and from there I basically sent in reports of drivers that I wanted to report. One of them I'm not too sure about. Obviously one of them is already timed out as well, but two of them I think could go through as reports, although I'm not entirely too sure on that. But it is two things that happened in the race. I did report the quali incident, although I'm not entirely too sure if that is going to be a report, because like I said, I don't know what more they could have done. If they were beached on the on the curb, then it should be a penalty, because they should have reset to the track using the pause menu, because we do have that enabled, but you aren't allowed to use it unless necessary. So we do have that enabled, but he was beached on the curb, so that is the only time you are allowed to effectively use it. But he didn't do that, and instead he sat on the racing line not doing a thing. But like I said, he was in AI, but in AI your AI represents yourself, so that is the ruling that we go by. And yeah, I don't really know what he was doing, to be fair, and I don't know why the game wasn't ghosting him. That's the first thing, that's the major thing as well. Why wasn't the game ghosting him? But anyway, that was that. I did the best I could. I think I finished P9 or P10, so I guess that is good for my championship hopes as well, even though I'm not really in it to win the championship. But we'll see what happens, you know, in the rest of the season. But that is going to be it from this. Well, that is going to be it for this Vlogmas. So I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did enjoy it, obviously make sure you do leave a like. Make sure to subscribe as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. But until then, take care and peace out. And as always, stay Fetchymus.